I think people think you're lazy because sometimes you don't announce what you're doing on Twitter or on stream sometimes. No, the lazy thing comes from two different places. But I think the lazy thing mainly comes from, believe it or not, I think I actually have a pretty distinctly separate audience of people that watch my stream and people that watch my YouTube videos. And over the past year, especially, as I've been flying out and doing a ton of interviews, a ton of podcasts, a ton of real life things, my streaming hours have decreased, but my YouTube quality content has dramatically improved, like my reach and my presence in other communities and everything. But if you only watch streams and you're not like a big YouTube like video viewer person, then in your eyes, the only thing that's happened is the amount of content I've done in terms of streaming has dramatically decreased. I think that the consumer behavior attitudes or habits of people that watch streams are dramatically different than the people that watch YouTube videos. And that's where most of the disapproval comes from. There's a lot of people that when it comes to stream viewing, they just want to like turn on a stream and then watch for 10 hours. And that's like it's like in the background of their whole day. They can listen while they work. It's in the background when they're doing shit, playing games, whatever, and it's just always there. And if you've been conditioned, because I stream a ton, I still do stream more than most people. But if you were used to me streaming like a year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, 5 years ago, then you're used to that. And then when my streaming hours start to decrease because I'm traveling a lot, doing other shit, then then those people get upset and they think, oh, you're so lazy, you're not doing anything. Because for these people, they would honestly prefer. Like, I could fly to the UK. Did I do 5 or 6 shows with Pearl in 2 days? They would have rather me streamed 4 days, 10 hours a day for 40 hours than done 6 shows that amounted to maybe 10 hours of content, if that. I think that's where most of the complaints about being a lazy comes from. What they really mean is your streaming hours have reduced a lot, and I prefer that to higher quality YouTube hours, is what they're really saying.
Sure, little sus ass.
Little sus ass?
Hey man,
that's funny.
I think sometimes people's idea of loyalty is just like they'll protect people who are abusive. They'll protect people who are harming children. They'll protect anyone apparently.
Yeah,
because their idea of loyalty is like, I'm gonna have your back no matter what. Some people find that admirable. Me personally, I think it's irresponsible, especially when you got a platform. It's like you co-signing somebody who's a scammer is harming your own fans. You co-signing somebody who does this kind of behavior, like. It's all fun and games till somebody in your own circle, and then all of a sudden now you got an issue. But you didn't mind when that person was harming other women.
You're far from lazy. Hasan is the definition of lazy. I mean, like it really just depends on what we're talking about. Like you can say that Hasan is lazy, but Hasan streams a ton, or at least he used to actually. I was trying to look up his stats because apparently I saw that tweet that Hasan made yesterday where he was upset because he felt like his viewership was falling. And now I'm actually seeing that like apparently a lot of viewership is falling on Twitch. Is it just XQC now? What's another like big streamer? Over 180 days. I haven't followed Kai enough to know like if he's always been trending upwards. XQC is trending upwards a bit. Kai is trending downwards quite a bit. Tyler 1 is doing okay. He's trending upwards. For the first time, generally every time, I haven't watched this shit in a long time, like checked his stats, so maybe I'm missing something. For the first time in a long time, I don't know if I've ever seen Hasan on a pretty decent downward slope over 180 days. His 6-month slopes are generally pretty good. I think even his year is flat now. Yeah, his year slope is pretty flat. So this is probably what has got him concerned. Also, I don't think he's streaming quite as much as he used to. I think he complained about it on Twitter. Yeah, I saw. That's why I was curious what his numbers were, why he was complaining. Because I think I want to say that it used to be, it was 180 days. I think his streaming hours used to be like 10 or 11 hours per day. And now I see it's down to 7. But I don't know what else he does with his time. I guess he doesn't he have like 3 or 4 podcasts now too, though. So I don't think I would say he's lazy. Doesn't he? Or am I wrong in that? Doesn't Hasan do like 3 or 4 podcasts? Sounds like a model. Oh, okay, cool. The Ethan and Cutie one? I don't know. And doesn't he have one with Will as well?
women in other people's family, right? Your friendship is more important than random women being hurt. And then they're going to try to tell you, turn around and say, oh no, the red pill doesn't hate women.
The election will probably spike him again. Yeah, I think so. I think once the election season rolls around, he'll pick up a ton of viewers. But I think Hasan is like a very hyper numbers fixated person. Like, I'm guessing that he probably ties like a lot of his self-worth and everything into his numbers. So when the numbers start to slide, he probably feels really anxious about it. Also, something that's probably, actually, this is interesting. Something that would probably be really good for Hasan's mind that I don't think he's ever experienced before is being able to take a break, lose your numbers, and then come back and regain them is a really healthy thing for a streamer to realize, because sometimes for streamers, you end up in this weird world where you're really scared that if you ever take a break, you're going to fall off and never come back. You get like hyper relevant very quickly, and then you're worried that like you'll never be able to make it back. And I feel like a lot of streamers have that first like 1, 2, or 3 breaks, and then afterwards they're like, okay, I can take a break, I can come back, I can get my viewers back, it's okay. I don't know if Hasan has ever gone on break before. So when he starts to see his viewers slide, he's probably really nervous because he doesn't know if it'll go back or not, because he's just never experienced that.